When most people imagine a pirate, they picture a man with a black hat, an eye patch, a wooden leg, and a parrot on his shoulder, sailing beneath a black flag in search of buried treasure. Movies and novels have turned pirates into adventurous heroes, rebellious explorers, and masters of the sea. But almost everything we believe about pirates is either exaggerated or completely false. Real pirates rarely buried treasure. Most never owned parrots, many never wore eye patches, and few lived long enough to enjoy their stolen fortunes. The reality was far darker. Pirates were among the most feared people on Earth. They attacked merchant ships without warning, terrorized coastal towns, kidnapped prisoners for ransom, and disrupted the global economy. Entire governments changed their naval strategies because of them, and powerful empires spent enormous fortunes trying to eliminate them. So how did piracy become one of history's greatest threats? And why did so many ordinary sailors willingly become criminals? This is the history of pirates. Piracy is almost as old as civilization itself. The moment humans began transporting valuable goods across rivers and oceans, someone realized those ships could be robbed. Unlike cities protected by walls and armies, merchant ships were isolated, vulnerable, and often carrying enormous wealth. Ancient Egyptian records from more than 3,000 years ago describe attacks by mysterious raiders known today as the Sea Peoples. Greek merchants constantly feared pirates hiding among the islands of the Aegean Sea. Even the mighty Roman Empire struggled to stop them. During the 1st century BC, pirates became so powerful that they controlled large portions of the Mediterranean, capturing grain ships that supplied Rome itself. At one point, piracy became such a serious threat that food shortages spread across the empire, forcing Roman leaders to act. In 67 BC, the Roman general Pompey launched one of the largest anti-piracy campaigns in history. He divided the Mediterranean into sectors, deployed hundreds of ships, and within only a few months destroyed or captured thousands of pirates. It proved something important. Pirates weren't just criminals. They could become powerful enough to threaten entire civilizations. For centuries, piracy never completely disappeared, but the period that made pirates famous began much later, during the 17th century. European empires were expanding across the globe. Spain, England, France, Portugal, and the Netherlands were racing to build colonies in the Americas. Every year, heavily loaded ships crossed the Atlantic carrying unimaginable wealth. Gold from South America, silver from Mexico, sugar from the Caribbean, spices from Asia, tobacco, cocoa, silk, and countless other valuable goods filled merchant vessels sailing predictable routes. To pirates, these ships looked like floating treasure chests. One successful attack could earn more money than a sailor might make in an entire lifetime. The oceans had suddenly become the richest hunting grounds in the world. But here's what most people don't realize. Many pirates didn't begin their lives as criminals. They started as ordinary sailors. Life aboard merchant and naval ships was brutally difficult. Food spoiled quickly, fresh water became contaminated. Disease spread through cramped wooden ships. Sailors were often beaten by officers, paid very little, and forced to work under terrible conditions for months or even years without seeing their families. Death from storms, disease, or shipwreck was common. Many captains ruled through fear rather than respect. Under these conditions, piracy began to look less like crime and more like freedom. A pirate crew offered something almost unheard of during that time: better pay, shared profits, and, surprisingly, a degree of democracy. Unlike the rigid hierarchy of naval ships, pirate crews often voted on important decisions. Captains were elected rather than appointed, and if they abused their authority, the crew could remove them. Loot was divided according to agreed rules rather than claimed entirely by powerful leaders. Some pirate crews even created written codes explaining how treasure would be shared, how disputes would be settled, and what compensation injured sailors would receive. A man who lost an arm or a leg in battle could receive extra shares of treasure as compensation. In many ways, pirate ships became some of the most unusual societies of their time. While life remained violent and dangerous, pirates often enjoyed greater freedom than ordinary sailors serving powerful governments. The most famous period of piracy became known as the Golden Age of Piracy, lasting roughly from the 1650s to the 1730s. This era followed decades of constant warfare between European nations. During wartime, governments hired thousands of private sailors, known as privateers. Unlike pirates, privateers operated legally under official permission, attacking enemy. Blackbeard wasn't alone. Pirates such as Bartholomew Roberts, Henry Morgan, Charles Vane, Bonny, and Mary Read became legendary across the Atlantic. Bartholomew Roberts alone is believed to have captured more than 400 ships during his career, making him perhaps the most successful pirate in history. Bonny and Mary Read shattered expectations by fighting alongside male pirates during an era when women rarely served aboard ships at all. Their courage and reputation became so famous that stories about them survived for centuries, although many details have been exaggerated over time. Pirates became closely associated with the Black Flag, known today as the Jolly Roger. Contrary to popular belief, there wasn't one universal pirate flag. Different captains designed their own versions. Some displayed skulls and crossbones. Others showed skeletons, swords, hourglasses, or bleeding hearts. The message remained the same. Surrender immediately, or prepare to die. Merchant captains often recognized famous pirate flags from miles away. Sometimes simply raising the flag convinced an entire crew to surrender without a fight. Reputation became more valuable than firepower. Here's what most people don't realize. Pirates didn't simply steal treasure, they disrupted the global economy. European empires depended heavily on overseas trade. Sugar plantations, tobacco farms, silver mines, and colonial settlements all relied on merchant ships transporting goods across oceans. Every ship lost to pirates meant higher insurance costs, more expensive goods, and reduced government income. Trade slowed. Prices increased. Merchants demanded protection. Entire naval fleets were expanded specifically to combat piracy. In many ways, pirates forced governments to modernize their navies and strengthen international maritime security. Eventually, governments decided piracy had become too dangerous to tolerate. Britain, France, Spain, and other naval powers launched massive anti-piracy campaigns. Warships patrolled major trade routes. Pirate ports were attacked. Rewards were offered for captured pirates. Those who were caught rarely received mercy. Many were publicly hanged, their bodies displayed near busy harbors inside iron cages as warnings to others. Governments wanted every sailor entering a port to understand exactly what happened to pirates. The message was clear. Choose piracy, and your story would likely end at the gallows. By the early 18th century, the Golden Age of Piracy was coming to an end. Larger navies, faster warships, improved intelligence, and better coordination between governments made piracy increasingly difficult. Trade routes became more heavily protected. Safe pirate hideouts disappeared. Many famous pirate captains were killed in battle, captured, or executed. Within only a few decades, the era of legendary Caribbean pirates had largely vanished. Yet piracy never truly disappeared. Even today, modern pirates still operate in parts of the world where governments struggle to maintain control. Off the coast of Somalia, in the Gulf of Guinea, and in several busy shipping lanes, armed groups continue hijacking cargo vessels for ransom. Their weapons may have changed. Their boats may use powerful engines instead of sails, but the basic idea remains exactly the same as it was thousands of years ago. Valuable ships crossing open water remain tempting targets. Perhaps that's why pirates continue to fascinate us. They represent freedom, rebellion, danger, and adventure all at once. But beneath the myths lies a much more complicated truth. Pirates weren't simply villains or heroes. They were products of their time. They emerged from poverty, war, inequality, and opportunity. They challenged the greatest empires on Earth, terrified entire coastlines, and changed maritime history forever. Their influence forced governments to strengthen navies, improve trade security, and rethink how the seas were controlled. In many ways, pirates helped shape the modern maritime world, even if they never intended to. But pirates could only survive because they understood one thing better than almost anyone else: the sea. They knew its hidden routes, its dangerous currents, and its countless islands. Without that knowledge, piracy would never have existed.